I'm Dr. Ajwa Aku, the Inner Peace Doctor and the Trailblazer for Sister Peace. Understanding the mechanisms of stress will empower you to better reduce your stress. So, I'm going to explain how stress works in the mind and the body using my hand. Okay, so imagine my hand is your brain. This bottom part here, the core, is where what I like to call the lizard brain. This is the central nervous system, and we share this with animals like lizards. Lizards aren't known for their socialization, but they are known for survival. So think of this as the survival portion of your brain. Then, next above that, my thumb is the center of your brain, is the emotional home. This is the place I like to think of as the dog brain, right? Dogs get terrified when there are big storms, and they get so happy to see you that they can practically wag themselves with their tails because they're so happy and run around in circles. This is the emotional part of the brain, right, that we share with animals like dogs. And then is the prefrontal cortex. This part of the brain is most developed in human beings, right? This is the thinking and evaluating part of the brain. This is the part that you use to organize things, to decide if it makes more sense to bring your lunch to work and save money or to eat out, right? Those kinds of decisions are made in this part of the brain. So when we think about things, that affects how we feel about things, and how we feel about things can trigger, the fight, flight, and freeze system, or the rest and digest system, right? The major parts of the brain that deal with stress in our bodies. So now that you understand the way this brain works, let me give you a few basic tips. One of the reasons why I focus so much on mindset shift is because that's about the stories we tell ourselves. And the stories we tell ourselves can affect how we feel, and that can affect, what effects on the body and our nervous system. So if you're cut off in traffic by another driver and you get really angry and you take it personally, right, that big emotion of anger is now triggering your nervous system in ways that are much like the fight, flight, and freeze ways that can have negative effects on your nervous system, right? You're causing yourself stress. If the same thing happens and you think, oh, that person must be busy and need to get someplace, and you let it go, right? Then you're not triggering strong emotions, and you're not triggering the stress system, the fight, flight, and freeze system, which is the same system that responds to a real world threat. Like if a big angry bear were to come running into the room, if a big angry bear came running into the room, you would think, oh my gosh, and get scared, right? That fear would trigger the fight, flight, and freeze system. Well, when somebody cuts you off in traffic and makes you angry, that anger also can trigger the same system, which is meant to be a short-term system to get you out of a dangerous situation immediately, but not a long-term system. So that's why it's important that we focus on our stress. So that's the mind part. Now the emotion part. There are many ways that you can change how you feel emotionally. One of my favorites is music, right? And music has a wonderful effect on us. The energy of the music and other things around us. And this is, these are tools that I teach all the time and share in Sister Peace about how you can change your thoughts and your emotions to reduce stress. Finally, the fight, flight, and freeze system, this nervous system, has two portions, the fight, flight, and freeze system and the rest and digest system. Well, these two systems can't be active at the same time. However, most of this system is automatic. You don't think about how fast your heart is beating or how much glucose is being released into your bloodstream. The one part of this system you can change is your breath. You have power over your breath. I love teaching people breathing techniques so that they can reduce stress, right? Turn off the fight, flight, and freeze system and turn on the rest and digest system. I hope you join our Inner Peace Breathing Challenge so that you can learn to use your breath to reduce your stress. Now that you're empowered in understanding how stress works in your mind and your body, I hope that you use these tools to reduce stress and increase your inner peace.